Hello everybody, just a really quick one to talk to you about salary secrecy and how that perpetuates the gender and race pay gaps. So I want to start with a story about me and my company. I run a fundraising consultancy and freelance agency, for any of you who don't know, and we predominantly provide trust fundraising services outsourced to charities, along with a range of consultancy and major donors and various things. This isn't meant to be a sales pitch. And we work on an associate model. So we charge the client a rate, of which a percentage goes to the associate and a percentage remains with us for finding the work and having the intellectual, the IP rights and doing all the admin, taking lots of the risk, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, common model. And when the gender pay gap reporting came out, which was in 2018, obviously as a really tiny company, we were exempted from it. But I was also aware that we would probably never have to show our gender pay gap reporting because our associates are freelancers, they are not employees, and gender pay gap reporting only matters for employees. So if any company is staffed by freelancers, contractors, they don't count in the gender pay gap reporting. So I thought I'd take a look. At that time, the way it worked is we would get an inquiry from a client. We would say, oh, that sounds interesting, we'll put a proposal to you. I would find the appropriate associate and we would work up a proposal. I would say to the associate, how much would you like to earn? And then I would add my percentage on top and we would go back to the client with that rate. So our rates would vary associate to associate, job to job. And I did a bit of digging, and what I realised was, and the other thing to say before I tell you this is that we are a team now of about 20 associates. We were much smaller then, of which 3 of our associates are men and 17 are women. And I would say that it has probably always been the case, you know, even when there was 10 of us, there was probably 2 men on the team and 8 women. So predominantly female workforce. And day rates led by them. I mean, sometimes I'd go, oh, once we had my kick on, that's going to be too much for stomach. Can we negotiate? But anyway, my point is I did some research into what I had been paying my associates for the previous 8 years. And what I discovered, to my horror, was that I was always paying the male associates higher than I was paying the female associates. They were asking for higher day rates than the female associates were asking for. And that's the point at which I stopped that model, and we now have a fixed price model. So anyone who works for me, if you're doing the same work, you get paid the same rate. And any client who engages us, if you're engaging us for the same work, you will pay the same rate. And the reason I'm telling you this story is that we work really hard as a company to work with our clients to make sure they don't do accidental or incidental gender discrimination by not showing the salary and not asking for current salaries in roles. The next step I want to see is that those of us in positions of working in agencies, or those of us hiring freelancers, offer exactly the same level of transparency. If we aren't being transparent on the rate we are willing to pay our associates or our freelancers, then we will be unwittingly perpetuating the gender pay gap amongst the freelance and self-employed of this country. So we already have a rule on this group that if you are showing a job, which you're welcome to share a job, you must show the salary. And I'm extending that rule today to make it absolutely clear that if you are seeking a freelancer, whether it is for your agency or for your charity, you also have to be clear about your day rate. If anyone's got a problem with that, I'm really happy to have a chat. You're welcome to DM me. You're welcome to have a chat publicly if you feel you want to. But for me, this is really important. It is as important that we respect our freelancers as it is that we respect our staff. I hope you guys are with me. I hope you understand where this is coming from. And I'm going to change the rule now. Bye for now.